Good morning, afternoon, or evening. My name is Shannon, and today I am starting a reading vlog for the book, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Now, if you are unaware, the movie adaptation of this book comes out in 18 days from today. I'm sure it'll be coming out sooner when this video is posted, but I thought I would film a full spoilers, full reaction video for anyone who wants to understand the book without having to actually read it before they go watch the movie. This video, like I said earlier, is going to be full spoilers. So if you don't want to know the ins and outs and what goes on in this book, please click off of this video now, because this will be your last warning. So I am very excited to read this book. It is Snow's origin story. I'm so excited to read this. I'm honestly wondering whose point of view we're going to be getting, or if it's going to be third person, but I'm just gonna get started, and I will be updating you guys a lot, I imagine, but I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Hey y'all, I'm letting you know now that I will not be taking out my AirPods for these like 30-second updates that I'm giving you guys. So, Snow's family is poor. I'm shocked. I'm literally only halfway into the first page. I can't believe his family is poor. He literally is described as poor as district scum. That's all. Okay, again, only on page 6, but I read something that just fascinated me so much, so I had to say it to you guys too. It's talking about how he's fixating on his shirt for the reaping, and how he wants it to be perfect because they are poor and can't afford to buy a new one, and the shirt he has is not good. Anywho, he says his mind could fixate on a problem like that, anything really, and not let go, as if controlling one element of his world would be able to keep him from ruin. It was a bad habit that blinded him to other things that could harm him. And I imagine if you're watching this video, you're well aware of the Hunger Games trilogy and how, what's her name? Oh god, that woman. But the leader of District 13 manipulated Katniss and Snow against each other so that she could weasel her way in, while the other two fixated on one another. And I thought that was really interesting that it just brought it up here. But that's all for now. So it seems like Snow thinks that being given the District 12 girl is an insult, because statistically she has no chance of winning. But as Lucy was picked, when she was walking to the stage, she dropped a snake down the back of a girl's dress. I mean, we don't know why, but he seems happy that she was able to capture the interest of the Capitol. So, after she dropped the snake down the girl's dress, I think it was the mayor's daughter, because he slapped her in the face, and then he was escorted off the stage, and then she started singing, and the last couple verses of the song are this: "Nothing you can take from me is worth dirt. Take it, 'cause I'd give it free, it won't hurt. Nothing you can take from me was ever worth keeping." I love her already. I'm so excited to see how this plays out. So, we're at their first meeting when he greets her at the train station, and he says that he wanted to meet her on his own terms, not the game makers, and then she calls him a rebel. And he takes it as an insult. Meanwhile, she said it like it was a compliment. So, Snow went to the train station to greet Lucy, and he actually ended up in a cage at a zoo, or what used to be a monkey exhibit, and that's where they're housing all the tributes. And he ended up doing a kind of interview thing with Lucy because reporters were there, And then the dean, who seems to have it out for him, pulled him out, and he gave him demerits for making his tribute look good. I mean, obviously that's not why he said it was, because he put a student at risk himself, but he threatened expulsion on him because he was like, if you get 3 demerits, you're expelled, and now he already has 1. But the whole point of being a mentor is to make your tribute look good. So I don't really understand, but I am gonna go to bed and I will start fresh tomorrow morning. I got to page 53, but I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Good morning, y'all. It is the next day. It's just after 10 and I'm just about to start reading again. I just left off last night, I think I told you guys, where he was given a demerit for meeting Lucy at the train station. I'm gonna get back into it and I will probably be updating you guys a lot. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys in a bit. So I have an update. I'm sorry if you guys can hear the lawnmower people outside. I can't really do much to stop that. I just got to a part, so like I said yesterday, they're keeping the tributes in like a monkey habitat at the zoo, and people are coming to see them and feeding them and stuff. And after what Snow did, some of the other mentors were going, and there was this one girl who taunted her tribute, and the girl got so annoyed, she grabbed the knife that the mentor brought and she slit her throat. And then the next day they were given a list of all the tributes and their mentors, and he literally said that he crossed her name off immediately, the District 10 tributes name immediately, but then what? It would make sense to cross off Arachne's name as well, but that felt different. His pen hovered over her name and then left it alone for the moment. It seemed pretty cold to scratch her off the list like that. And like, I feel like he's starting to think about the hypocrisy of valuing one life over another. But I had no idea about this. It was actually Snow's idea for people to place bets on tributes and to be able to send them food and stuff in the arena. And he even came up with the part about keeping out anyone involved in the game, so the mentors can't bet on them, the game makers can't bet on them. And I think that's so interesting because they were talking about how to get more viewership and interest in the games, and Snow came up with all of this when he was a kid. I think he's like 18, but I thought that was really interesting. So for some reason they decided to give the tributes a tour of the arena, because at this point it wasn't like electronic the way that it is in the Hunger Games trilogy. But while they were doing that, a bunch of explosions went off and Lucy literally saved his life. And then they're both injured and they have burns, and as Snow is like taken onto a stretcher by a medic, he like looks back to see if Lucy is also getting help, but a peacekeeper is literally like forcing her on her stomach, and like she's gonna get no help for the burn she has, and he's pissed. Okay, so it's the night before the games and Snow went to visit her, and he just admitted that he feels something for her, and his like prized possession is his mother's old powder compact, and it smells like roses, and he used to smell it when he felt like tense or stressed. But he emptied out the powder and he gave it to her, so that he actually said, she asked, didn't this used to have powder in it? He said, there did, but I thought you might want to use your own. And he's referencing the rat poison that they keep around the cage where they're keeping the tributes, and he literally gave something to her to hold poison to kill the other tributes. And oh my god, oh my gosh, it's so good. And she was like, I got it, definitely, sounds good. I'm loving it so much. I honestly have no idea if she wins, but I'm enjoying it so much, especially because of the trailer and the movie that's coming out. I have a very firm picture in my head of the characters, which is really helping me when it comes to visualizing everything. Because usually I'm only able to picture like outfits and the body. I usually have a really hard time picturing a face when it comes to reading. So one of Snow's friends, I wouldn't even call him a friend, he's basically an acquaintance from school, detests the games. He was originally from District 2 and his father like bought their way into the capital, but his mentee, like his tribute that he was supposed to mentor, died, and he snuck into the games and was just waiting there to basically be killed. And the game maker is legitimately crazy and called Snow and was like, if you don't get down here, I will give you another demerit. And then when he gets there, she's like, you have to go in the arena and get him out. And he goes in, and then tributes come after them. They both almost die. And then the peacekeeper that promised to protect him and like make sure he was safe, they didn't fire at all at any of the tributes. And when he pulls him out, he's like, I can walk, no thanks to you. And the peacemaker's like, I was just following orders. It's not my fault if Gaul, I think that's how you pronounce it, thinks you're expendable. I'm shocked. I mean, I'm not really, because she's genuinely crazy. If you've seen the trailer, I'm pretty sure it's Viola Davis that plays her. But I just don't even know what to say. It just shocked me so much. And his friend was like stabbed. He was stabbed too, but I think it was his upper arm. I don't know. I'm just in shock. But I will update you guys more later. Oh my god. So, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but when Snow wrote the proposal for making bets on tributes and being able to send them food, he was supposed to have written it with someone else. And he gave it to Dr. Ghoul, and she put it in a tank full of snakes and then asked both of the students to put their hand in and retrieve it. And for Snow, nothing happened. But then when the girl started to put her hand in, the game maker lady was talking about how if they didn't know your scent, they would attack you. And so the snakes bit the girl. And he just figured out that they're going to be putting these snakes into the arena. So when they were left unmonitored, Snow put in a handkerchief that had Lucy's scent on it, so that if they encountered her in the arena, they wouldn't bite her. That's like brilliant, but at the same time, I feel like there's no way he's not gonna get caught because he left it in the cage. I don't know, but I'm nervous now. But I'll update you guys. So Snow was definitely right about the snakes, and they were released into the arena, and I think they killed 3 people, but Lucy comes out of the tunnels and she's just singing, and they like gravitate towards her. They're all surrounding her while she sings to them. And then the next morning they're all dead. I think because they didn't have a warm environment, but that's insane. He literally saved her life. I'm gonna keep reading and I'll update you guys. So, Lucy won. I honestly don't even know what to say. I'm shocked. But after she won, it seems like Snow was found out. They figured out that he was helping her, and the way that part 2 ends, it says that he became a peacekeeper. And we only have like 200 more pages in the book, and I'm just so curious as to how he comes to hate her, because right now he's basically in love with her, and this is supposed to be like his villain origin story, so I have no idea how this is going to play out. But I am really intrigued to see what happens. I don't know that I'll be able to finish it tonight. I would have to keep reading till like 10 p.m. and that's without taking a break. So I'll probably finish it tomorrow. I'm just so excited to see what happens and how this all plays out. I will update you guys. So I think I'm actually going to take a quick break and I'm going to clean a little bit downstairs. But while I'm cleaning, I'm going to be listening / watching the original Hunger Games. So just reading this has really made me want to watch the movies over again because I love those movies so much. And I will update you guys when I start reading again. Hey y'all, I just got done with dinner. It's just about 7:30 now. I hope to read for about an hour to 2 hours, and that'll leave me with like only 100 pages tomorrow if I read for 2 hours. But we'll see, and I will keep you guys updated. Okay, so it hasn't been too long since we last spoke. I found out that Snow was actually expelled from his school because of everything he did to help Lucy. And then he requested to be sent to District 12 while he's a peacekeeper. And he was just having like a really bad bout with like anxiety. I think he was having an anxiety attack because he said he felt like he was having a heart attack, and in my mind, like, you could tell he was panicking, and I think it was just an anxiety attack. But then his friend that went into the arena that he had to get out, I called him an acquaintance earlier, but he came up to his bedroom door and was like, "Is this bed taken?" So I guess he enlisted to be a peacekeeper too, and now they're gonna be together. And I just thought that was so sweet. But I will keep you guys updated. So it's literally been like 1 page since I last talked to you guys. But Sejanus, I don't know what his name is, his friend that also enlisted to be a peacekeeper, his dad is like loaded, and because of what he did by going into the arena, he was almost expelled as well. And so his dad was like, "I'll buy you a new gymnasium if you let my son graduate and he'll enlist in the peacekeepers." And then Sejanus, I bet I'm butchering the name, I don't really care. Sejanus was like, "I will not be doing this unless Snow can graduate too." So he's no longer expelled and he got to graduate. I love him. That was so nice. Okay, that's all for now. So Snow just had to attend the execution of someone, and the man ended up like screaming out last words, and then Jabberjays started repeating his words. And if you're aware what that is, it's a bird that was genetically made in order to spy on the districts during the war, but they can repeat human sound identically. Like, they will repeat their voice, what they're saying exactly. And they started going off, and then mockingjays started going off, and he is talking about how instead of it being what he said, it's just the tune, and it turned into a melodic kind of repetition of what the guy said. Do you get what I'm saying? And then he said he saw his first one and he could tell he disliked it on sight. And I thought that was so interesting, especially with everything that happens later. And we found out that mockingjays are actually a mutation of sorts, because after the Jabberjays were released during the war, they started breeding with mockingbirds. And so a mockingjay is the mix of a mockingbird and a jabberjay. And I thought that was really interesting, especially given everything that eventually comes from these birds. But anyway, back to reading. It's just under 9:30 and I've decided to call it a night for reading because I read a lot today. I got really far. I'm I'm at page 400. I only have this far to go tomorrow, so I'll definitely finish it. Lucy and Snow have reunited and things are good so far. I don't really know where things are gonna take a turn, but his friend Sejanus is currently having a lot of trouble conforming to the peacekeeper mindset because he wants to help people, and Snow kind of just accused him of being a rebel, like informant, sympathizer, all of the above, and that should be interesting, but there are only 100 pages left, so I don't really know where it could go because everything kind of just seems fine right now. I also don't know how it's possible that he ends up president if he's a peacekeeper, and people are usually peacekeepers for 20 years. So I just don't know how it's going to play out in the next 100 pages, but I will keep you guys updated, and I'll let you guys know when I start reading tomorrow. Good morning, y'all. It is the next day. I only have 100 pages left in the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I'm very scared and very nervous to see where this goes. I didn't feel like doing my makeup, at least just yet, because we may be going out later tonight, and it's only 9 in the morning. But I'm just going to get right into it, and I will give you guys any updates I have. So Snow was just like suspecting Sejanus of like rebel sympathizing and like working with them, and he looked in his personal items and he found like a ton of cash. Meanwhile, he's been claiming to like not have a single penny because they haven't been paid yet, and so they've been trying to catch mockingjays and jabberjays in the forest for one of the scientists that helped create them and bring them back to the capital to be looked at in a lab. And he recorded Sejanus confessing to him that he's going to break someone out of jail, and then a bunch of them are going to run, like flee the capital, flee the districts, and just go up north and try to live that way. And then he walks in on them, like, conspiring to do this, and he ends up killing someone. And that's just where I'm at. And I have no idea what's gonna happen because Lucy Gray was also planning on leaving, which he didn't know. And things are just a mess. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm so nervous. Because if he actually killed who he just shot, that'll be the second person he's killed. And now I'm just, oh my god, I'm so nervous. I only have like 50 pages left, but I'll keep you guys updated. So it seems like the girl that he shot, and he did kill that girl, was the mayor of District 12's daughter, his only child. And the other person that was killed was one of the ex-musicians that Lucy's a part of, but he's not a part of them anymore because he cheated on Lucy. But how is this gonna go? Because Lucy seemed horrified when Snow shot that girl, and I just don't know how it's gonna play out, but I'll talk to you in a little. So, like I said earlier about the recording of the Jabberjays and Sejanus's confession, in the aftermath of the shooting, or killing, I should say, it looks like Sejanus was arrested and then he was hanged. And I still don't know what else is gonna happen. But it's stressing me out because I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. And it hasn't yet. And because of the recording, Snow has equated himself to killing Sejanus because he was the one that sent the recording and all that kind of stuff. But oh my god, I'm so anxious. We literally have 30 pages. I'll talk to you guys in a bit. So, it was the commander's birthday on base, and Snow's been just basically waiting to be arrested for the murder of this girl because his fingerprints were all over that gun, but they haven't found it yet. And so at the commander's birthday, the Covey sang, and that's the music group that Lucy's a part of, and she wrote him a song, and then they met up outside and they planned to run away together because the mayor is gunning for Lucy to be arrested and hanged for the murder of his daughter because he thinks she did it because of the whole cheating lover thing. And so she's gonna run away, and he was like, I'm going with you. I'm also just waiting to be arrested for this. And just as he's about to leave at dawn, he's brought into, I think it was the commander's office, and he was told that he's going to officer training school because he passed the exam he took for it. I don't know any more than that. I just finished the chapter. My god, I literally have 15 pages left. I'm so on edge. It's gonna go to so fast. I'm so nervous. Hey, sorry, it's literally been like a page since we last spoke, but it seems like he decided to still run away because he knows the weapons are gonna be found eventually and his DNA will be on it. That's all for now. Okay, so again, it hasn't been long since we last spoke, but they're like just walking as they're leaving and they're talking about their new life, and Lucy said that she would be happy to never have to kill someone in their new life, and Snow was like, you're right, 3's plenty, because he killed 3 people, because he killed Sejanus in his mind. And then Lucy's like, who's the 3rd? Because he killed someone in the arena, and then he killed that girl. And she was like, who's the 3rd? And he very quickly came up with the fact that he killed his old self. Which, like, I don't know if she bought that, but she seemed to. And then they came across this little, like, shack, lake house kind of thing near where they went swimming. And they found the weapons. He found the weapon, the gun he used to kill that girl. And now he's thinking about the fact that he could literally destroy this weapon and he could go back to his old life. He could go to officer school. His entire future was just opened again because of finding this weapon. And I think this is where things are going to start to go downhill. But I'll keep you guys updated. Again, it's literally been a page since we last spoke. But so when they came across the weapons, Lucy was like, I'm going to go get some Katniss, which are potatoes, and he said, while he's thinking about all of this stuff and how he's wondering if she'll still love him if he decides to go back to the officer school and all this stuff, he's realizing that the rain is starting to let up, and then he looks out. The area where the Katniss is, no one's there, and the land is undisturbed. So it looks like maybe she realized what he was getting at and maybe left him. I don't know. I'm sure I'll talk to you guys super soon. Actually, I think I'm just gonna film the rest of this because it's literally like 5 pages. Okay, I set you guys up there while I read the last couple pages of this book. I'm so nervous. So he has come to the same conclusion as me, that she figured it out. She figured out that he ratted out Sejanus because he's faithful to the Capitol, and that was the last evidence tying him to this crime. Other than her, she was the only living witness to what he did. At least now, everyone else died. Yeah, so he can't see her, and she says, I understand, I'll go alone like I was planning all along. She's still, like, not revealing herself. It says she was giving him no choice but to hunt her down in the woods, because apparently he's come to the conclusion that he has to kill her, or his reputation will be ruined. She even said, I don't want you to lose me. So when she said, I don't want you to lose me, she moved, like she put the scarf he gave her like on a branch or something, and it says he went to retrieve it. Maybe he'd keep it after all, when a faint rustle in the leaves pulled him up short. He just registered the snake when it struck, uncoiling like a spring and digging its teeth into the forearm extended towards the scarf. So, from the beginning, she has had a thing for snakes, and now she just used one to attack him. So, he assumes the snake is venomous, but he says if he'd felt better, he'd have laughed at the irony of how quickly their relationship had deteriorated into their own private Hunger Games. So, he thinks he caught her. He actually ended up shooting like a spray of bullets, and I think he shot her, but definitely not enough to kill her, because she starts to sing the Hanging Tree song, which, if you are aware of the original trilogy, it's like probably the most iconic song from it, and turns out Lucy Gray actually wrote it. And with her singing, all the Mockingjays are picking up the tune and repeating it, and it's disorienting him, and now he doesn't know where the sound is coming from. So it turns out the snake wasn't venomous, so she wasn't even trying to kill him. I really don't think we're going to find out if she dies or not, and that alone pisses me off. He was taken to the capital instead of District 2. They have orders to take him there. I don't know. They took him to the Citadel, and one of the guards is like, she's expecting you in the lab. So is this Dr. Gao? So it seems that Dr. Gao, or Ghoul, I don't know how it's pronounced. It seems that she basically erased this year's Hunger Games from existence. She said the only copy that's left is in like her private safe. So it seems, this is literally the last page of the book, and then there's the epilogue, but it seems like Dr. Gao manipulated this whole thing so that he became a peacekeeper, so he would have a vacation, her words, to be a peacekeeper before starting university. Like, she ordered his honorable discharge from the peacekeepers, and now he's gonna go to university at the capital. I'm gonna read the epilogue. He has a game maker internship now, which makes perfect sense. Snow also was the one that came up with the idea of Victor Village, which is like the town in the district where all the Victors live. He was designated the heir of the Plinth fortune, which is Sejanus's family. So it turns out Dean Highbottom, the one that basically hates Snow, his father and him worked on a project in school about punishment for the districts, and Snow's father came up with the Hunger Games, and Highbottom loathed it. He hated it. It was theoretical. He didn't even want to turn it in. But with it being turned in, Gall took Highbottom as the game's architect, not knowing that he genuinely despised it and had no intention of ever turning this in. He ended up killing Highbottom as well. I don't really know what to make of this. This was really good. I think the fact that I love the original Hunger Games definitely helped with that. I honestly have half a mind to read the trilogy now, because I haven't read it since I was very young. But I'm still mad that we never found out what happened to Lucy. I have no idea what I would rate this. I would definitely have to think it over. It's definitely not 5 stars. It's not even 4.5. I think right now in my head I'm tied between 4 and 3.5 stars, just because there were some things I really did not like. And then the commander at District 12 ended up outlawing music. I do really like the way she weaved in all the things from the original trilogy into here. Like, I'm pretty sure the Crane family is mentioned in this, and that is who the gamekeeper was in the first Hunger Games, and then I think the host of the Hunger Games in the trilogy, I think his name is Caesar Flickerman, and the host in this one also had Flickerman as the last name, so that was probably his father or his grandfather. I don't know. I think I probably rated about 3.5. It was good. I did really enjoy it. I think it was really rushed at the end because literally the book ends in 15 pages from where the conflict with Lucy Gray rises, and I feel like it should have been more fleshed out. I think we should have found out what happened to her in the epilogue, but I did really enjoy it. With that being said, that is the end of today's video. I hope you got everything you needed to know about this book from this video, because I don't know how much more I could have said without reading the book. I am very excited to see the movie adaptation, and it seems like from the trailers it seems to hold up pretty similarly to the book so far, but I could be wrong. Obviously I haven't seen the movie. I would recommend reading the book yourself just because it is an actually wonderful book. But if you're not one for reading, I hope you got everything you needed to know about this book before the movie. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. All my social media is linked down below for you guys, and make sure to click the notification bell so you guys get notified right when I post a new video. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are in the world, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!